So rubber changes its shape by itself. By itself, does it change the shape? Ajinkya, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
This
Ma'am, it
solid.
cannot change its shape by its own until some external forces are applied in it. Applied.
What?
Ma'am, it cannot change its shape until some external forces are.
Yes. So rubber is solid because until or unless any force is not applied on that, it will maintain its shape and size. When we stretch, then only that shape will be changed. When we leave that force, it will come back to its original shape and size. So it is maintaining its shape and size. So therefore, rubber is also a solid. Clear? Spring, it is compressible, but still spring is a solid. There also spring by itself can't change its shape and size. That can change its size only after application of a force. When we compress it, then only the spring will change its size or rubber will change its size. But when no force is applied, there is no change. Clear? So therefore, rubber, spring, sponges are solid, although they are compressible, but still they are solid due to some different reasons. Right? So solids, properties of solids are, first one, they have definite shape and size. Second, they have definite volume. Volume won't change. Third one, they are incompressible. They are rigid.
Their intermolecular space has moved.
Then fourth property, when we go inside now, when we see the matter, the constitution of how the particles are present inside that, so we can see that they are compactly packed with each other. There is very minute spaces present between them. All the particles are so compactly packed. There are very minute spaces, so very little space is present between the particles, and that happens due to most force of maximum force of attraction between the particles. If you see solids, if you see solid matter, so your particles, atoms are compactly packed and very compactly packed. So you will see very minute space between the particles. You can see the solid is placed here. They have the very space between them is very less. Space between the particles is very less. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So why they have little space? Because of every particle is applying maximum force of attraction on each other. So force of attraction, intermolecular force of attraction between solids is maximum. And due to that, space between them is minimum. And now due to this force, they are get attracted with very large force. And due to which what happens? They are not able to move. So motion between them, they are able to move. That is only vibration with a very minute amplitude. They keep vibrating. That vibration is very less. So motion, speed of the motion is very less. Due to which what happened? They have very less kinetic energy. The kinetic energy present in the molecules is least. Clear? And then when we see about the density. So what is density means? What do you mean by density? Tejaswini?
The lighterness the object has.
Tejaswini, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, what do you mean by density?
Amount of per unit volume.
Yes, anyone else? Yash?
Amount of per unit volume.
Wait. I'm not able to see. Now speak.
Amount of matter per mass unit volume.
Yes, right. Amount of matter per unit mass or volume. Per unit volume. So that means in 1 cubic volume. If we take 1 cubic box of 1 cubic volume, centimeter volume, then how many particles are present? So if it is, that is called as density. If more number of particles can be present in that small 1 cubic centimeter box, that means it has more density. And if it is less number are accommodated, then less density. So in solids, the many particles are compactly packed. So more number of particles are present in a per unit volume. So that means density of solids is maximum. Okay. So what are the properties of solids we have seen? Solids you have seen. First one is differentiate.
Have more force.
Volume for high density. High density incompressible. Yeah, rigid. X6 of maximum intermolecular force of attraction. Minimum intermolecular space. Then minimum kinetic energy.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, in one way we can say the density also affects the weight of that object.
Uh, Hear your voice.
Ma'am, in one way can we say that density affects the weight of the object?
Yeah. No, we can't measure that weight. Means that is only by hidden trial method we can consider, but not always. Weight and the densities are different.
Okay.
I will explain all this. Perpendicular. Perpendicular surface. So whenever you keep a solid over the surface, which which direction they are applying pressure? Only in the. What is that called? Thrust. This is called thrust. Upthrust is liquids. So generally, solids always applies force only on the surface in the downward direction, perpendicular to the surface. They always apply, and that force is called as thrust. Right now, you are sitting where you are applying pressure on the chair. Down only. When any object is kept on the surface, any solid object kept on the surface, so in which direction they are applying force? Only downward. But in liquids, they are all the sides. They apply pressure from all the sides. They have upthrust. No, they apply pressure in all the directions. So there is, we don't use the word as thrust. There is they apply pressure on the walls of the container from all the directions. Every direction they are applying force, not only in the downward, sideways also they are applying force, pressure. Last pressure chapter, last year you have done that. Okay. Clear? These properties of solids clear? Examples of solids? So that is a very silly question. Anything in your surrounding which you see that whose shape is constant, shape is not changing, all those are solids. Okay. Oh yeah, if you see or nil. They generally won't diffuse easily. In solids, diffusion is very little or negligible. In any one solid, the another solid mixing is very less. Okay. Then in next part is next type of matter is liquid. So how liquids are different from solids, or how are their structures? Liquids, molecular structure, if you see, somehow they are away from the each other. Solids, they are compactly packed. Atoms are compactly packed. Here they are somewhat away from each other. There is a more space between the liquid particles. So in between liquid particles, space is increased due to decreased force of attraction. So in these liquids, the force of attraction is lesser as compared to solid, but more as compared to gases. Okay. So these are able to move, leave other particles, and they are able to move. So they are not rigid. They are fluids because they can flow. So therefore, these are fluids. Clear? They are almost incompressible, not 100%. They are not 100% incompressible, but they are cannot be compressed to a maximum extent. Very little extent we are able to compress them, but 1 to 2%, not more. So almost incompressible word is used. Volume, they have definite volume. Volume is constant. 1 liter water you add to any container, any shaped container. Will that volume change? No, it will remain 1 liter.
No.
1 liter of water, if you pour in small container, big container, or very big containers, the volume remain constant, right? But shape won't remain constant. Shape keep on changing depending on size and shape of the container. The volume, size of the shape of the liquid keep on changing. If you pour a liquid in circular container, a spherical container, it will hold that shape. If you pour it in cylindrical container, it will take that shape. If you pour in conical container, it will take the shape of that. So shape is indefinite. Indefinite shape, it will take the shape of the container in which it is poured. So indefinite shape, but definite volume. It is not rigid, it is fluid, almost incompressible. They have more spaces between the particles. They have more, lesser force of attraction compared to solid, but more than gases. Diffusibility is more. Due to more space, many substances can easily diffuse into liquid. Density part, now density is number of particles. If you see first earlier number of particles and now number of particles will be lesser as compared to solid. So density of liquids is lesser than the density of solids, but more than gases. Clear? All these points clear? So rate properties of liquids. First property is definite volume. Indefinite shape. Take the shape of container in which it is cooled. It will be almost incompressible. Molecular force of attraction lesser than solid, but more than gas. Intermolecular space more than solid, but less than gases. Less than solid, but greater than gas. Gases. Kinetic energy also more than solids. Everyone able to understand the properties? Rugamka able to understand? Rugamka, are you able to understand? Can't hear you. Anurag, any doubt till this point?
No, ma'am.
Vignesh, Abhinav,
Yes, ma'am.
doubt is there?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Let me see. Ashi, Tarishi. So who is this? Suman. 8B Suman.
Yes, ma'am.
Who is this? May I know?
Ma'am, Suman, ma'am, this is my school. I used to join with this name in school now. That's why like this is written.
Okay, okay. You are in ninth, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Liquids clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Gases. Now. First thing, you need to know the difference between gases and vapor. Gas and vapor. Are they same? Gas and vapor. Are these words have a same meaning? Do these have same meaning? Anurag? Any idea?
No, ma'am. It's not the same meaning.
So, do you know the difference?
Ma'am, gas is just it can be air, but vapor is like water, like matter that is evaporated.
Okay, somewhat okay. Surya?
Ma'am, like vapor comes under gas. Like it, gas is like for everything. Air, oxygen, and vapor is a particular object.
Ashi?
Ma'am, can I say?
Ashi?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know any difference between these? Do you find
Ma'am.
there's any difference?
Ma'am, there's a little difference because vapor, it's just steamed water. It has some particles of like liquid.
Vapor, right now you have heard the word only about water vapor. So therefore you are confused with vapor. There are sodium vapors also. Mercury vapors are also there.
Vapor is lighter than air.
Vapor is?
Lighter than air.
No.
Ma'am, the molecular size. Gas is having lesser molecular size than vapor of
Should be
substance.
wrong.
And-
They are different. Both of them are different completely. Now see one second. Yes. Not only water.
Ma'am,
So
size
now-
is between particles.
No, size is not a problem here.
Ma'am.
So now, yes.
Ma'am, vapor is like the like a liquid evaporated into gas.
Hmm? Okay, and gases?
Ma'am, like vapor is a form of gas, but it came from a liquid. It's like evaporative version of the liquid.
Gas is more denser than vapor.
Gases are more?
Denser than vapor.
No density, no problem. Size difference, no volume difference. We are not considering that. Now listen very carefully. Difference between gas and vapor. Both of them are gaseous state. Gas is also in the gaseous state. Where what are the properties of gas we learn? Those are applicable for both of them. Only difference is at room temperature, any matter is in gaseous state. So it's normal at room temperature, whatever the form we see, that is gaseous, then that we call as gas. At room temperature, hydrogen is seen in which state? At room temperature at 25 to 30 degrees Celsius or 35, 40 degrees Celsius. Till that, hydrogen is found in, leave all hydrogen, oxygen found in gaseous state, nitrogen found in gaseous state. So therefore we call oxygen gas, nitrogen gas. We don't write nitrogen vapors. Oxygen vapors are present in air. We don't write that. We use the word oxygen gas, carbon dioxide gas, nitrogen gas, neon gas, argon gas, because they are at room temperature. That means whatever the right now we see at that temperature, all these substances, the matter, the form of a matter which is found in gaseous state, all those we call as gas. But any matter at room temperature, it is found in solid or liquid state. But when we increase their temperature, then they get converted into gaseous state. Then that gaseous state is called vapor. When a substance at room temperature, it is present in either solid state or liquid state. But when we heat it to its boiling point, after that, that matter gets converted into gaseous state. Then that gaseous state we call as vapor. So water at room temperature is liquid, right? But when we heat it to 100 degrees Celsius, then it gets converted into gaseous state. Then that gaseous state matter of water, we don't call it as gas. We call that as vapor. So therefore, we use the word water vapor. Bromine vapor. Bromine at room temperature is liquid in state. But when we heat it to its boiling point, after that, it gets converted into gaseous state. So that is also gaseous state. State is gaseous. Physical state is gaseous. But after boiling point, not at room temperature. So we call as bromine vapor. Sodium vapor. Sodium at room temperature is solid in state. So when we heat that to a liquid gas, its boiling point, after that it gets converted into gaseous state. So that gaseous state physical form is called as sodium vapors. Mercury vapors. Mercury at room temperature is liquid. When we heat it to boiling point, then it gets converted into gas. So that gas form is called vapor. Difference clear now, everyone? Bromine is a liquid, non-metal liquid. Bromine only. Everyone, difference between gas and vapor clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Both are gaseous states, but only the temperature matters. Okay, so now properties of gas. Gas particles. One is here, one is here, one is here, one is here. Maximum space between the particles. So here they don't have definite shape, definite volume. In definite volume. Volume is not constant. Whichever the container you pour it, it will occupy full space. So indefinite volume. Second, indefinite shape. It's the shape of container. It is highly compressible. Intermolecular attraction is that means very less. Maximum kinetic KE, that is kinetic energy, and applies pressure on the walls of container. From all sides. Now you can differentiate between solid, liquid, gases based on these all 10 properties. So first property, difference according to shape. Solids, shape, how solids, liquids and gases are differentiated according to shape. Solids have definite shape, but liquids and gases, both of them do not have definite shape. Okay. Then in case of volume, solids and liquids have definite volume, but the gases do not have definite volume. Then rigidity or fluidity. Solids are rigid and liquids and gases are fluids. They can flow. Compressibility. Solids are incompressible, completely incompressible. Liquids are almost incompressible, 99%, not 1% possible. And in case of gases, they are highly compressible. We can highly compress them. Okay. Then next is fluidity, intermolecular force of attraction. Force of attraction between solids. Maximum in solids, in liquids. Lesser than solid, but more than gases. Then force of spaces, intermolecular spaces. Spaces very little in solid, but liquids more than solid, and in gases maximum space.
Maximum.
Okay. Then density. Density in solids.
Maximum.
Highest.
Max.
Maximum density in solids. Lesser than solid. In liquids, it is density is less than solid, but more than gases. And this one is least density. Gases have least density.
Yes,
Number of particles in a particular volume, in 1 cubic volume, will be least. Density diffusibility, solids nil. Now diffusibility is not possible in solids or negligible. Liquids more than solid, and in gases maximum. Then density and diffusibility and kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is least in solids,
Yes.
intermediate between solids and gases in liquids. In liquids, the kinetic energy is more than solid, but less than gases, and maximum in gases. And the pressure applied, solids applies pressure only in the downward direction, but liquids and gases applies pressure from all the directions. Clear? Differentiating point clear. 5-mark question. They can
Yes, ma'am.
about the differences according to 5 given properties. They will give you. So don't remember only any 5. So they will give you any 5 properties, and according to those 5 properties, you have to differentiate between solid, liquid, and gas. Okay. So you should know all the differences. All the points of differences you should know. Clear? They can ask this question for 5 marks. Clear these points? Now some of the questions, give reason questions based on these properties of solid, liquid, and gases. Iron alumina is said to be solid in state. What's the reason? By iron alumina, that is cupboard. The earlier one, the older ones you might have seen iron ones made up of iron metal. So that is solid in shape. So justify this statement. Why it is looks like shape? So that means you are not supposed to write answer by going inside it. Only from external feature you have to write why it is solid in shape. So it has its shape is definite, volume is definite, it is incompressible and rigid. So these are the properties what we see from outside. So from these properties only you have to write. Don't go they have little intermolecular space or they have maximum force of attraction, because by seeing that visibly we can't see whether they have what space is present between them. We don't know. Okay. Water is liquid at room temperature. Why water is liquid at room temperature? Yes, Tejaswini, what's the answer? Why water is liquid at room temperature? Tejaswini, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, what's the reason why liquid is said to be liquid? Water is said to be in liquid state at room temperature. Yes. Tejaswini, you are able to understand?
Yes, ma'am, but not able to explain.
So you need to work on that. So you have to revise, keep revising the chapter. And one thing people can do, this chapter is easy to understand. So first read by yourself NCERT chapter. Then it will be more easy. Okay. So anyone else? Yash, can you tell? Why water is said to be at liquid in state at room temperature?
Ma'am, can I say?
Vignesh?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, liquids, it has an indefinite shape, ma'am.
Indefinite shape. Also, gases also has the indefinite shape. Water should be gas.
Ma'am, but it is less. But solids have, but it's more than solid and less than gas. Ma'am.
So here answer should tell that why it is only liquid, why not solid, why not gas. So that means you have to tell how is liquid different from solid and gas. That actually you need to mention. The meaning of this question is not said. We know that is liquid. Water is liquid at room temperature. But why it is liquid? Why not solid? Why not gas? So what is a property water possesses to say that it is a liquid? So this answer is needed, right? So why it is not solid? Can you see in the molecular force? It is indefinite shape, but that property is a gas also. Then why it is not gas? Definite volume, right? So it is not solid because
it
it
requires
is.
some temperature to change its state.
So water has indefinite shape. It will take the shape of the container in which it is poured. So it is not solid. Because of this property, it is not solid. But how can you say that it is not gas? Gas don't have definite volume, but water has definite volume. Able to understand? So it don't have definite shape, so therefore it is not solid. But it has definite volume, so therefore it is not gas. And one more thing, at room temperature word is also used in the question. So you have to tell about the room temperature. So what is the room temperature? It was considered approximately 25 degrees Celsius. So what is the freezing point of water? That means water gets converted into solid below 0 degrees Celsius and converted into gas after 100 degrees Celsius. So room temperature is in between freezing point and boiling point of the water. So therefore water is seen in the liquid. So there are actually confusion in this question from teacher to teacher. Some teacher needs the first answer. Some teacher needs in terms of temperature answer. So I will always suggest you write both the answers. Able to understand the confusion in this question? Although question looks like very silly. Why in class 9 this question they are asking? So there is a meaning for that. They want you to differentiate liquid from solid and gas. One thing, that application they want to come in your answer. Second thing, the temperatures. So room temperature word is used. So that also making difference. So room temperature is in between the freezing point of water and boiling point of water. So therefore, it is liquid instead. So you need to write both the answers. Clear? Now next thing is, he has asked the question. It was there in NCERT also. And that was sponge, rubber questions asked. Those are also the 1 marker questions are there. Nextly, the water is liquid and ice is in solid state. We have seen the density difference. Solids have maximum more density than liquids. All solids have more density than liquids. Ice is solid and water is liquid. But still, when you add ice into water, it will float. Why it will float? So solid is more denser. So more denser, that means it should settle down. But ice is not float. This one sinking. It is floating. 80% of the ice cube is inside the water. 20% is outside the water. Why it is so? What's the reason behind this? Question is, although solids are more denser than liquids, ice being solid but still floats on water. Yes.
Because
One second, Ajinkya. Ajinkya, wait.
water in general, because if you even heat solid into a maximum condition for liquid,
Somewhat, okay. Any other answer? Anyone knows? Do you know the answer? So there are two answers. A very silly answer, which is okay. That's not silly one. The formation of ice takes place, and that time the ice is freeze. When ice is formed, there are some air particles get trapped. So due to which density of ice is reduced. One reason. Second reason, scientific reason, that is anomalous nature of water. You might have gone through earlier. Anomalous nature of water. So you know that, listen very carefully. Here what happens, water, it's somewhat weird behavior at 4 degrees Celsius. Generally we know for all solids, when we increase temperature, they keep on expanding. And when we decrease pressure, they keep on contracting. When we decrease pressure, particles starts coming closer and the contraction will be seen. In case of water, till 4 degrees Celsius, they follow this rule. The water particles follow this rule. When we keep on decreasing temperature, the particle starts coming closer. But as soon as it reaches 4 degrees Celsius, after that, if you decrease temperature, they keep on expanding. Particles keep on expanding. The size of ice keep on increasing. That's the reason you might have seen when you see a water bottle inside the freezer, the size is increased and sometimes burst. It will crack, the container will crack, the bottle will crack after freezing. That happens below 4 degrees Celsius. Instead of contraction, the particles expand. Particles of water expand. So therefore, density decreases. The density of water keep on, decreasing below 4 degrees Celsius. So when ice is formed, that is at 0 degrees Celsius. So at that time, the density is reduced than water. Water at 25 degrees Celsius has more density, and water at 0 degrees Celsius has lesser density than water. Therefore, it will float. So density of water at 100 degrees Celsius, 4 degrees Celsius is 1000 kg per meter cube, 1000 kilogram per meter cube. And at 0 degrees Celsius is near about 900 kg per meter cube only. Somewhat less. So 80% it will sink, 10%, 20% float. So this is the reason when you see in glaciers, the ice is floating, and on that floating ice, the person can walk. The animals can walk on that as well because of this floating ice. So you can see that this upper layer is completely gets converted into ice, but below that water is present because it is heavier. So it will settle down. The water will settle down, ice floats. Clear? This is called anomalous nature of water. Right? So till 4 degrees Celsius, it will follow the same rule for all other matter. But below 4 degrees Celsius, it is keep on decreasing. The density of water keep on decreasing because it is the particles are keep on expanding rather than contracting. Clear? Answer clear? Okay, fine. So we'll stop here. So continue with the next class. The changes in states of matter. Abhinami, you have a class at 430. Meeting ID.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Okay.
Yes.
That means the temperature directly
Your voice is completely breaking.
affects.
Your voice is breaking. I can't hear you.